Hello, everybody, and welcome back to my channel. I am Marilee Burnett, your astrologer, and today we are talking about the upcoming full moon in Aquarius, and we'll have a little discussion about the chart here in front of us, and we'll go over the cards that I drew to pick up some additional messages there. So before we get started, I have a few specials I want to talk about. First of all, if you want access to all of my write-ups that I do, whether it's a new moon or a full moon or the monthly astrology, check out my website, marileeburnett.com. Become a member there, and you will automatically be subscribed and receive the information directly to your inbox instead of having to go search for it. Secondly, I, as hopefully you know, and if not, you now know, am a hypnotherapist along with being an astrologer and tarot reader. And I use that in conjunction with my work to really help people blast through any blocks that they have in life and help them achieve their goals. So right now I'm doing a really special group session on the new moon in Virgo, where we're going to help eliminate stress from people's lives. And if we can't eliminate it all, we can at least learn how to best manage it. So, really great group that I hope will come together and help each other energetically do the work. So, August 27th, it'll be 9 a.m. Pacific time. I think it'll run for about 2 hours. And to have some fun with it, I'm just charging $27. So an hour session with me is normally 147. You're going to get 2 hours of my time. And included in this, we will also do a new moon in Virgo session as well. So you'll be able to set your intentions. We'll talk about how to do the new moon wishes, and then we'll get into doing the session. And it'll be recorded so that you can have it to tune into and relieve stress at any time in the future. So I look forward to you being able to join me there. More details will be in my comments down below. So you can just come to my website or click on the link down below and it will take you directly there. So as we get into the topic at hand, which is our full moon in Aquarius, you might notice there's a lot of red on the chart in front of us, which means there is a lot of tension. So on August 11th, around 5:45 p.m., we will end up having our full moon in Aquarius. And to have a full moon, that means that we are looking at balancing our me versus we energy. Leo is me, I, what's best for me. And the Aquarius energy is all about what's best for others or what's best for the group. And I don't need these in. So. All right. So when we look at what's best for the group, that's that Aquarius energy, and that's where our emotions are tied up. That's why the moon is sitting there. And emotionally, we want to feel connected. We want to find our tribe. And with Saturn's energy there, there's work involved. Things don't just come easily to us anytime we're connected to Saturn energy. It means we're connected to doing the work. And this is connected to doing the emotional work. Maybe it's about letting our guard down in order to meet new people and in order to, become a part of something bigger than ourselves. But it doesn't come without effort. The sun in Leo is shining a light. So it's like a spotlight, which Leo loves, but it doesn't necessarily love that it's being shined elsewhere because it prefers that the spotlight be shined on it. However, it does say there is somebody out there helping you, shining a light on your emotional needs. And if you can figure out how to balance what's best for you with what's best for the many, then there could be some magic found between those two opposing energies. So that's where we start. And in fact, about 6 months ago, you would have had a new moon in Aquarius, and at that time, you may have set your intentions, created your 10 new moon wishes, And this could be the time where those new moon wishes are coming to fruition. So if you have been working to become a part of something, if you've been working on creating an internet presence, for instance, that would be a great use of Aquarius energy. Aquarius is, I always refer to it as the nutty professor energy of the chart. It's where we are inventive and creative and a little weird and just happy to be who we are and accepted for who we are. And that could have been one of the intentions that you set. So a moon in Aquarius is searching for emotional security from something that's bigger than itself, being a part of something else, feeling connected to something else, and doing a bit of work with Saturn there, keeping us grounded emotionally so that we don't get too carried away. But still, Saturn rewards us for doing the work. So don't shy away from whatever tension you're experiencing this week, because it's important that you follow it all the way through. Saturn has been in Aquarius for what feels like forever, but it really spends about 2.5 years in every sign. And it takes 29 years for Saturn to return to each sign in the zodiac. So if you have planets in the sign of Aquarius and Saturn's coming back over these, you may have more work and information that you want to dig into a little deeper in your own chart to truly understand the messages. The other important piece about Saturn in Aquarius is it's here since 2021, where it has been having a long, difficult conversation with Uranus. So Uranus is down here, looks like the antenna, in the sign of Taurus, which rules finances, values, our things that we buy, love, all things associated with Venus. And Uranus is wanting a sense of freedom and breaking free. So it's not that you don't want to have money or love or self-worth, but you're trying to break free from those things that are happening in your life that are keeping you from fully enjoying them. Saturn, however, likes you to be a little bit under his thumb and is in Aquarius. It was the traditional ruler of Aquarius before Uranus was identified. So it has a pretty strong grip here. And it isn't really appreciating the sense of freedom without oversight, right? Saturn is the sign of governments and restrictions and regulations. Uranus isn't interested in that. And so since 2021, you can look back and reflect on what is going on or what's been going on in your life that you've been fighting for self-identification, fighting for your freedom, fighting to be who you want to be and not necessarily how somebody else wants you to be. So it's a struggle. And at the time of this full moons are when we're bringing things to completion. There's something about this journey that is getting ready to come to an end. I don't think it'll fully end until we have the eclipses later this year and the square becomes more exact. But I think there is information coming in right now that's important to helping you conclude this journey. This big red square in this chart means that we have a fixed grand cross, and what that means is there is all of this energy, and fixed means it's not movable. These signs in the zodiac are really a bit stuck in their ways, but that means they're really determined and they get things done that they start. So Aquarius and Scorpio, Leo and Taurus are the fixed signs in the zodiac. And each one has their mind set on something that they want to accomplish at this time. And what they want is in opposition to what the other energies want. And the fact that they are squaring against each other means that they're applying pressure. And I like to refer to this as like the pressure a diamond is under, or I guess it's
basically a piece of coal, is under, and it has to go through the pressure and go through a huge metamorphosis and change in order to become that bright, shiny diamond. But it gets there from the pressure, and so we don't need to be afraid of this pressure. We need to let it do what it's trying to do. We don't have to push against it. You almost have to feel into whatever pressure is showing up for you at this time in order to know what work you do need to do. Fate's involved, right? We've got the North Node and the South Node, a part of these squares. So there's some emotional needs that need to change. The Sun is our success. It's our leadership, and the way we're leading others may need to change. When it squares off with the South Node, this is something from the past that we're releasing, right? Both from an ego perspective and an emotional perspective. And then the North Node's what we're leaning into, right? So if we're leaning into this sense of freedom in all these areas that I discussed earlier, you can't get there without letting go of the things that you've been doing so far. Whatever you do, however you do it, the outcome's always the same. So you can't get something different when the input is always the same. So it's a lot of pressure, but I have faith and trust that we can all manage through it and get where we need to go. There is some other difficult energy in here, and it's again a conversation between two planets that's been going on all year. Some of it was into last year in 2021, and unfortunately this energy is warlike in nature. So Mars here started to make some room from the North Node in Uranus, but it's still in Taurus, and it is in a trine to Pluto, which you think, hey, trine, that's great, that's supportive. It is supportive, but when you take power and war and you put them together, if you're not careful, this energy can cause harm to others, right? So example of this from a collective perspective was September of 2021, last time Mars was trine, but it was trine from the sign of Virgo, which is all about control, and we saw the Taliban taking over Afghanistan. So Capricorn, right, is governments and ruling. So that was one way that that manifested for us. And then earlier than that, again, similar kind of energy. In March of this year, we saw the beginning of the war in Ukraine with, again, contact between Pluto and Mars. So it's just good to be aware of. Doesn't mean it necessarily has to repeat, but it could mean that in those areas and in those current conflicts that there could be some escalation. It could definitely be something that comes to an end when we have a full moon, right? There's some potential for some closure there. But I would expect something in those areas to be associated with something coming about from this full moon. Now, if you're ever extra stressed out just thinking about the events that are coming up or tapping into this energy in case you're empathic and very sensitive, I have a ton of self-hypnosis sessions out there that you can tap into and listen, and all of them, honestly, will help you feel really relaxed and comfortable by the end of your session. So just throwing that out there for you so that you know I'm always here to help you. So other energy in here, Neptune is also in a sextile to Mars, so some could use this energy and be extra deceptive, and others who want to be in the light can use it to delve into a creative project. Neptune is artistic, it's musical, it would be good for creative writing. And Mars is our motivation. So Mars doesn't always have to be a warrior that destroys everything. It's also fire sign and a fire energy, and it can really lift us up and motivate us to get our goals achieved, right? Taurus is some really, really dedicated hard work that has financial rewards. So there is always some positive energy in there, and it's a good place to tap into if you want to be motivated to get something done. Other things that we have in there, and they're always shown by the blue lines within all of these red lines, is good energy to lean into to accomplish goals and bring things to completion at the time of the full moon. So we have also Chiron, who is making a trine to the sun in Leo, and Chiron is healing our self-confidence so that we can be successful as it contacts the sun here. So that's a good place to lean in. And the other good thing here is we have Venus in Leo, and she's just entered. And Venus really loves the Leo energy. It's fun, it's childlike, it's romantic, and really having love be on stage, right? So there is some good news in that. Venus also rules the sign of Taurus, so she's lending a hand from here for you to help make the changes that are trying to be applied in your life wherever you happen to have that Taurus energy with the North Node, Uranus, and Mars in there. So there is a little sign of hope and happiness for doing the work. You could see with Venus in Leo a woman stepping into a leadership role. Women in general maybe be feeling really empowered to make changes. So it's not all just kind of doom and gloom. There is some good things in there. And then just really at a high level, if you're Aquarius, this is happening in the first house, the house of self. So you're under some pressure to be who you are, to be who you're meant to be, to step into your power there. Capricorns, in your second house, this moon is bringing completion to a financial goal for the way that you make money. And you may be under pressure in how you do that, but this energy is going to help you push through and complete that goal. Sagittarius for you is in your third house, and the third house is where we are working on our communication skills. Maybe we're working on writing a book, and this is the energy that we need to finish and push that work through. Might be a lot of pressure to do it, but once you do, you'll be happy with the results in the end. Scorpios, yours happens in the fourth house, so this is the house of home and family. You could be moving homes, you could be moving in, somebody may be moving in or out of your home, you could be doing construction or renovation in your home, and it may be really chaotic, but this is the time where that work can come to a close. And then Libras, this is in your fifth house of romance. So something about your romantic partners may be changing. It's also the house that rules your children. If there's any struggles in any of those areas, then that could be coming to an end at this time. Virgo, your sixth house, which is the house Virgo actually rules in the zodiac, is all about health and your daily work life, being of service to others, new pets even. So if you have a goal for any of those four areas, there might be pressure to achieving it, but those areas will see some completion at this time. In Leo, of course, the sun's in your house this time frame of August, which you love because the sun's shining a light on you. But this also falls into your seventh house of serious relationships. So there is a need to take a look at your serious relationships. Are they fulfilling? Are you getting what you need from them? Is there too much energy balanced in one part of the relationship versus the other? So you've got to look at your commitment in this relationship and decide if it is going to go somewhere or not. Cancer, your 8th house rules the money that you get from others, from resources outside of your own income. Could be a partner's income, could be money that you get from inheritances or taxes or grants, any kind of income stream that you don't generate directly. And it's also the house of, transformation. And in order for things to transform, we have to let certain things die. We have to let certain things go. So you're under pressure to do the transformation work, and wherever you're feeling pushed to do so, you want to really go with that. Gemini, your 9th house brings something to fruition that involves faraway places, could be traveling to a foreign land, you could be moving overseas, or you could just be continuing your education. This is the house that rules higher education. Anything that we're doing to grow and expand ourselves, connect to spirit, find a good spiritual teacher. If it's not a formal education, that fits in this house as well. And then Taurus, the 10th house is a goal being achieved related to your career, your status, what you're being recognized for. You've been doing a lot of work this year with the North Node. The North Node there with Uranus is shaking up what you do for a career. So there may be an opportunity to make a big career change. This also could be something to do with your marriage. Our marriage status is associated with the 10th house as well. You may be getting married, you may be getting divorced. Just depends on where all this pressure is showing up for you. Aries, your 11th house rules your friends and your benefactors. It's your networking group. So there is something pushing you to make big changes here. Maybe step away from a group that doesn't serve you or monopolizes too much of your time and you don't have any time for fun. You need to be able to have a life as well as help others. This might push you to do some changes there. And then lastly, Pisces, the 12th house, which is the house that you rule in the zodiac. Sometimes the goals here that are achieved are not as noticeable because this is the house of things that are hidden. It's your subconscious mind. It's also very far away places, large institutions. So something along those lines could be under a lot of pressure. Maybe you're trying to step away from working for a large organization or institution and you want to start something new, have a more fulfilling life. So you have a lot of energy there, but really pay attention to your intuition because this is also a house where you're connected to guides and spirits. It's our psychic abilities. So don't downplay anything that's coming through for you at this time. Really just dig in and let it guide you. So if you want to know detailed information on what's happening for this Aquarius full moon, you of course want to book a session for me. You can go to my website, marileyburnett.com, and I have some specials for just shorter sessions that we can spend just a half an hour delving into what's happening specifically for that new moon or full moon. So check that out. Also, I have put together a wonderful booklet that you can download and have to use anytime, and that covers all the new moons and full moons. It's a little bit about all of the astrology of all of the signs, all the energy. It's really in depth, and it's only $37, so that's a great thing that you can download. And then I personalize it for you so that you know where all of the new moons and full moons and all the planet transits and retrogrades happen for the rest of the year, including the year that we've already been through, so that you can go back and reflect on that. So let's talk about what the tarot cards had to say about our full moon in Aquarius. So at the center of it all is the 5 of Pentacles, and that would suggest that whomever is paying attention and watching this video today has some level of disappointment, dissatisfaction, and feeling, at a loss. But the good thing about that 5 of Pentacles card is there is hope. There is help for you. You just have to reach out and accept the help. So let's think about where the help is coming from. So the message from our ancestors is open your heart again. Ace of Cups is a new beginning in love, but you just have to be open to it, and you can't be focused on being disappointed about what happened in your last love relationship, because if you stay there and you're stuck there, you'll never allow this opportunity to come in for you. In fact, this card, the Nine of Swords in the past, does say that the heartache that you experienced as a result of your last relationship was really painful, but it's time that you stop trapping yourself in it, and you let yourself off the hook. Forgive yourself, forgive the other person. Otherwise, if you just stay here in this place of disappointment, it just doesn't feel good. And the pressure that you're about to be under is going to push you to make a decision. Are you going to stay stuck, or do you want to move forward? And your next relationship, your next opportunity, whether it's a relationship or a career, new friendships, whatever your opportunity was, the Judgment card says what's coming, your message from Spirit, is very karmic. So whatever work you've done, whatever you've been doing in the past, this is your karma being repaid to you. So fingers crossed, your karma is really good. What coming down to you from the heavens is a good thing. And then our outcome card is the Two of Wands. So that suggests that a new opportunity will be presented to you, and you just need to make a decision on which path you're going to choose. The wands represent our passions. It is a lot of times a choice in, career or love relationships. Neither choice is a bad one. Staying stuck, like this Nine of Swords card, would be bad, but just making a choice helps you move forward so that you're no longer stuck, no longer feeling sad and depressed. But if you want more of the same, don't pick a path. But if you're ready to be who you're supposed to be, to let the full moon bring to closure that which does not serve you, then you have some good opportunities ahead of you. So that is all I have for today. I hope you found this helpful and educational. If you have questions for me, please put them in the comments section down below. And if you'd please do me a favor, if you enjoy these videos, I'd super duper appreciate you giving me a thumbs up. I'd also love it if you would subscribe to my channel. And that way, anytime I create new content, you are one of the first people that gets to see what it is I'm putting out on my channel. So I so appreciate you giving me some of your precious time today. Thank you for liking, commenting, sharing this video, and I look forward to talking to you.